Today I will be showing you how to apply the stickers that I have made for the Goliath Power Saber. First off, some tools that will be handy. A stylus. This will help you get into some of these smaller corners, such as these. A screwdriver to remove the clip, which we will go ahead and do. Don't want this in the way whenever we apply the last sticker. So just stick that somewhere safe. Some tweezers to help you remove the transfer tape from these stickers after they go on to the lightsaber. And a headlamp. This will be extremely useful for identifying the correct placements, especially this center line here. So, what you may notice is that on all of these stickers, there are these little notches right in the center. These lines will help you find this seam that goes right through the middle of the whole saber, and it will allow you to place the stickers directly in the center and in the perfect place. So, the first thing you want to do before you get started at all is to make sure that you go and you wipe off all the dirt and any kind of debris that might be stuck on here, because if it's under there, it can create a bubble in the sticker that is impossible to remove. So you just want to make sure it's very clean before you start. I'm going to put on my headlamp here. Now, you should receive two envelopes. Envelope 1 will contain all these stickers that are applied to the front of the lightsaber. That is this side. That's where the button's on top, and the speaker is on the left side, and the battery compartment is on the right side. So that's the front. The back of it is exactly what you think. Buttons on bottom, speakers on the right side, battery compartments on the left side. So these are pretty tricky stickers, but I have them arranged in a way to where if you have never applied a sticker before, you should be able to apply these. Now, I'm going to start with sticker A here. So let me scoot my station back. I have a bit of a goofy camera situation, so this is the best I got. This will allow me to show you what I've got going on here. So the best way that I have been able to find to apply these stickers is to actually hold it against yourself and in between some kind of wall or something. And that way you're not being inhibited on the bottom side, and it's really easy to move around and manipulate. So, sticker A. Turn on my headlamp. This comes from envelope 2, so it will be going on the back side. We're going to peel off this little piece in the middle. Find your notches. Make sure this is the back, so there's no button on the front, or there's no button facing you, rather. We're going to take these notches and put them alongside this middle line here. You want to put it right up against the top. So what we're looking for is to have, you can see the middle seam is right in between this notch and this notch. Ideally you want to get it right in the center, but if you don't, that's okay. It will still line up really well. And if you are having trouble getting it lined up, let's say that you are needing to reposition it several times, as long as you keep on this backing, it is extremely forgiving in the beginning stages, as far as your placement and repositioning goes. Let's get that back in the center there. Okay, so now that this is in the center, I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing. Whenever you do this, you want to be very careful and make sure you don't move too fast, because it can rip and you would not like that. So we're just going to follow the sticker to this corner here, and when we get to the bottom part, you want to let the bottom lead the way. Rip this part off. And you're going to follow it all the way around. And you want to start in this, and on these curved pieces like this, you want to start in the center and then push it over. I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other side. There it is. And now you are able to pull it up and pull it down just slightly, because the vinyl has a little bit of flexibility to it. So you do have a little bit of leeway and forgiveness as far as misplacement goes. See, I'm pulling it back now, so I can yank it down just a little more. And again, let this bottom part lead the way. Oops. Yank that off. Letting the bottom part lead the way. Starting in the middle, pushing to the sides. Okay, so this is where the stylus comes into place. You can see these corners. It's really hard to get my finger in there, so I've got this to do the trick. And you want to just make sure all those corners are really in there. Okay, so this is where the tweezers come into place. So you want to find a piece of the transfer tape that you can grab. It's very tiny, so that's why, unless you have really good nails, this is really useful. So whenever you pull it back, you want to get this kind of angle here so that it's not yanking on your sticker. And you want to just do that for the rest of the sticker. Oops. Alright, so that was sticker A. Now sticker B doesn't go in the center of the back, it goes right here. So since this piece doesn't have any transfer tape on it, we're just going to grab the edge here and kind of pull it down and that will start to remove the sticker without you needing to grab it. And then you're going to, oh, I already had it, come to this side again, the back, find this strip and square it up. And for this one, there's meant to be just a little tiny bit of space between the actual edge of the place and where the sticker starts. So you don't want to put it all the way up to the edge. It's okay if you do, but it'll make it uneven on this side. So now that you are using, now that you have this on there, you can use this as a tab to pull while you go around it, and keep it as straight as you can. So there's that one. That was sticker B. Now we move on to sticker C. So this one is similar to sticker B, where it starts without one of these notches, and it goes right here. And I'll show you. So this one, let's see. The backing can be really tricky to take off. So another piece of equipment you might use is an X-Acto knife, if you have one, just to help you get underneath it. So whenever you get it off like this, you want to stick it back on so that whenever you're placing it, you're not just smudging up the back. Oops. And I'm right-handed, so I actually put this on the wrong side. You'll see what I mean. Ugh. Okay. So this piece is designed to fit right here, and whenever it goes on, there's a bit of a gap between the center and the sticker, right here and right here. So you don't want to set the sticker where it lines up right on this edge, because of how it wraps around. It creates a kind of striping effect. So now I'm going to remove the back, wrap this around carefully. The reason why I'm going back is because I can see that it is just a little bit off. It's not straight. So I'm going back and putting it back down. There's that. I just want to make sure it's really on there. If you have a scraper, that can be handy. And now again, the tweezers. Okay. So there's A, B, and C. Now, sticker D. This comes from envelope 1. This one is actually a little interesting because it is needed to be cut in half. Like this. Okay, so that one wasn't, there it goes. So you're going to peel off the backing, you're going to take this piece and spin it around so that the little tab is facing away from, it's not on the same side. I'm going to stick it back on there. And that's also so that you just don't, you know, smudge up the back while you're working on where you really want to put this. So, this comes from envelope 1, it goes on the front. It is designed to go right above this little bump here. So this is where it goes. You square it up. Let me scoot over a little bit here. And just like the two on the back, you don't want to put it right up against the center line there, because then it won't fit. There's actually a little bit of a gap here, and just goes square with this bump thing. I don't know what it's for. Oh, actually, screw hole. But you don't want it to be hugged up right against it. You want there to be a little bit of a border here. So we're just going to remove the rest of the back, grab the end of it, follow it around, make sure it's level, and this is where it lands. Again, make sure it's on there really good. And just peel it off slowly. Okay, so there's the first one. Same thing for the second piece of sticker D, I believe. Take it off, flip it around, put it back on the back side so that you can do the very same thing as before. So I'm squaring it up, making it level with this one, making sure it's not right in the center, leaving the little aesthetic break there. Okay, so there's that. Peel off the back, grab the edge, follow it around, and you want to make sure it's level with the first one you put on there. That looks pretty level. Okay, so whenever I talk about having the right angle, or the correct angle I should say, for removing this tape, here's what I'm talking about. So if I just do this and I try to pick it back up, it'll come with me. But if I make sure it's down really good, I pull it kind of like perpendicular to the surface. You see? It'll now stay down there. And that's without me doing too much, you know, really making sure it's on there, pressing it down and all that. So there is sticker D. We're going to jump back to envelope 2. Here's sticker E. Something important about sticker E is to make sure, first of all, that you're facing the right side. So we're going to turn this to the back. That you don't put it on upside down. The shortened pieces are on the left side. If you put it on the right side, whenever it wraps around, you're going to hit the button with extra length, and you're also going to be missing details here. So you want to make sure it's not upside down. Make sure you've got the button on the right side, and whenever you look at the back, it's the same as sticker A. You remove the center piece. Oh, well, it looks like my headlamp has died. That's great. It's got 20 minutes of charge on it. Cool. Anyway, so yes, shortened pieces on the left side. We're going to find that center line now and stick it flush with the top. This is a lot harder to see now that my stinking lamp died. So I'm just picking it up and checking my lines. So it's really hard to see. And like I said, it doesn't have to be directly in the center. These little notches are really just designed to help you find the center a lot better. So we're going to do the same as before, where we peel off our side. And we're just going to work really slowly. You want to do it from where the vinyl's already touching the lightsaber and kind of rubbing forward evenly. You don't want to try to push it like this and then do it like that, because it can create folds and creases. So just follow it all the way around, just like that. And the same for the other side. Starting where the vinyl's already touching and just rubbing. Even pressure, moving slowly. Well, moderately slowly. Okay. For this one, I will use my scraper just to make sure it's on there really good. And now I will find my tweezers. And I'm just going to pull it back really slowly, just like the other ones. Okay. So we're almost finished here. I think it's looking pretty good so far. Next up is sticker F. And this is in envelope 1. This one is going to be applied to the front. So here we are, sticker F, just like the same as the rest. Pull off the centerpiece, find your notch. Make sure that the short notch is on the top and the long notch is on the bottom. This will help you make sure that your screw hole is on the right side. Because just like before, you don't want to put it on upside down because then your screw hole will be on top and your thicknesses will be incorrect. So make sure that the screw hole is on the right side and that your button is on the top and facing you. So once again, find the notches, stick them on the center line. So there you can see I have my line right in the center of the notches. I'm going to make sure this is down. And then I'm going to remove the back. And I am going to slowly guide this along the path. So something that I should say is that though I have applied these stickers many times by now, I have yet to achieve perfect alignment. So there's usually a little bit of some kind of triangle or just a little bit of a gap or something whenever I apply this sticker. So we're going to see. But that is to say, don't feel bad if you are somebody who finds yourself in a similar position. Because, well, I made these things, and even though I know they are the right size, it is just really hard to get them perfectly aligned. So, anyway. Do the other side now. Yeah, so you can see that there. Every time I go to apply one of these, I can see where like it slipped down just a little bit. I might try to create some kind of intentional overlap in the future. But for now, I don't really mind. Find the tweezers again. Yeah, so you can see where it's like it slipped downward, which is kind of annoying, but it doesn't look terrible. So now, for the very last part, which can be the trickiest to remove the transfer tape, just because of all these little notches you see here. I'll show you. Just let me move all this stuff so I can adjust. So, for this one, it is no different than the rest. You want to make sure that you are putting the special pieces on the correct side. So this one comes from envelope 1, so that means it's going to be applied to the front. So after we remove our centerpiece, you see these lines here. This is for the battery compartment, which is on the right side. So, make sure that after you find your center line, your center notches, that it is facing up the right way, that your battery compartment's on the right side. Okay, so here's the center line. There are our notches. And this one you want to put level with the top of this sticker goes at the top of this ridge here. So you can see it's in the notches are in the middle. Push this down. Okay. Take off the backing slowly. And we're going to follow this along. Now, hold on. I've just noticed something. Actually placed that in the wrong spot. So as you can see, I found a mistake, and this shows you how forgiving the vinyl can be if you catch yourself early enough. Stick this on the back again. Okay, that should be in the right spot. It wasn't off the center line, it was just not lined up correctly with the rest of it, so that's why I pulled it back off. Okay, now I'll remove the back again. follow this all the way around. Hits the center there. Okay, so for this piece, a mistake I make often when applying it is forgetting that this piece of transfer tape is there. And whenever I go to put the rest of it on, the sticker goes on top of the transfer tape and creates a mess. So we are going to remove this piece of transfer tape, this part of it at least, before we do the rest so that we don't put it down on top of it by accident. All right. Now, I'm going to do the rest. Pull the backing off the other side slowly. Follow it all the way around. Oh dear. Oh dear. So, like I said earlier, I've put these stickers on a lot of times, and only once have I gotten, well, maybe earlier I said I didn't ever, but one time I did get perfect alignment on this one, on this piece. So again, the creator, perfect alignment only once. So it's a hard thing to do, and I'll show you what to do to fix this. So we're gonna take our, no, not the cat, we don't need the cat, we need the scraper. Make sure these are down and good. Now for these tabs, notice that I have not given any direction about these tabs yet. And that is because they require special attention. So what you want to do is to pick one, start in the center with your thumb pushing down, and then go off to the side. I recommend if you're doing it with your right hand, push off to the left first, and then finish it off to the right. And if you're doing it with your left hand, push off to the right first. That's just because it's the most natural motion. So you want to pick one and do that, and then, so that I'm not accidentally sticking these around while I'm on the other side while I do it, I like to flip it and then catch the next one. So if you do accidentally stick one of them, so this one has already been pushed down on the side and not the center, what you can do is, if you have an X-Acto knife, carefully get behind it and just kind of lift it. And that way it's off, and then you can do again the center, push off to the side, get the other side. This will prevent folds and creases on this part of the sticker because it's going over a rounded surface. So it likes to do that really easy. We're going to do that for all of them except for the battery compartment. On the battery compartment, you're going to do in the center like this again first. And then on, well, that's for the piece that's not attached to the actual screw panel. On the panel, after you put down the piece next to it, then you want to put down the piece on the panel. So same thing on this side. Piece next to the panel first, and then the panel. Excuse me. Right. I'm gonna go around, get all of them, make sure you've got them all. And that should be it. Now, this piece of transfer tape is the most annoying to remove, so be very careful when you do it. You're most likely going to end up with a lot of little pieces. So it definitely takes patience. Oops. Because as you can see, it is definitely not something you want to rush. Oops. Oops. Okay, now that it's all on there, just go through and double check your spots. Make sure there aren't any air bubbles. So, about this. If you are like me, and you have an X-Acto knife, and possibly a steady hand sometimes, then what I like to do is I like to actually cut off the uneven parts here. My blade is a little dull, so I'm having to go over it a few times. It's actually very dull. Okay. You can also do the same thing for the tab and the top, but I'll just do that later to save time a little bit. You get the point. And now, we want to go ahead and reattach the clip. If you can find the screwdriver you used to take it off. Alright, and that is that. I personally think this looks a lot better. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas, I'm definitely open to them. And as long as you have applied them all into the correct place. Then, oh, it's right in front of me. Jeez. Had to go find a screwdriver because I couldn't find the first screwdriver, which was sitting in front of me. Different size. Anyway, so as long as you have everything placed correctly, you will still be able to, well, replace your batteries. So no need to worry about cutting into the sticker. If you're like me, you will go and put some Sharpie on the sides of this panel. I haven't done it to this side yet. This is not necessary. It just kind of helps hide the seam whenever it goes on. Ooh, right in front of me again. Put that back on. And whenever you look at it from this side, there's no longer any kind of like, you can kind of see it right here because that's a different part, but I'm losing it now. Here it is. So it's a lot harder to see that seam. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you enjoy the decoration. I personally think this looks much better than the way that it comes whenever you buy it. I don't know why they didn't just make it like this in the first place. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it online, but I'm glad that I was able to do something about it. So I will see you all sometime, I guess. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I will answer them as soon as I see them. I can't promise I'll see them right away, but whenever I do, I will answer them. Thank you, everyone.